So I was scrolling through Twitter and I came across a tweet from Mr. Shankar Sharma, and I didn't know about him before this tweet. So he wrote that the countries that will win big time in the next 50 to 70 years will be countries with declining populations. Now, this is against the idea that I've been hearing lately for the last 3 to 5 years, that India be the strongest point of India is the younger population that is it has. Now, I agree to that point because I think India is a service-based economy and the world requires services, and we have a young population who are willing to do all kinds of service tasks. But with the AI now here, AI is taking away most of the jobs that the service industry could provide. And considering that, and considering this tweet, when I read through it, and I read some of his other tweets as well, which I'll show you in this video, I think he has a very interesting perspective. Like he's an investor, he's into economics, and he's building something for the stock market. And I think he's pretty successful. I think he's somebody who has been following economics and he works with economics of countries on a global scale. So kind of makes sense that he would know more than me on the economics. So I just want to go through some of his tweets, not everything in detail, but some of the important points that he raises. I think some of these you will find very interesting if you look at them from an open perspective. So the first tweet which I found interesting was that he said the countries that will prosper are the ones with declining populations and increasing AI plus robotics adoption. This is coming anyway. AI and robotics are coming. He also says that America might remain the most powerful country, either in this tweet or one of the other tweets. And he says that is because it is the country where most people still want to emigrate to. And this will continue enabling US to choose who it wants to come in and who and in what proportion, like of age, skills, and ethnicity. So USA always has that choice to get the best people. That's why the brain drain and everything they have they everybody wants to emigrate. They choose the best ones out of those people. And the second tweet that I found interesting was something that he has written about India's economy right now and why the rupee is going up, like declining in value against the US dollar. So he writes that at the very least, we should thank Trump for showing us our rightful place, a country with no global competitive edge, which I kind of agree with. A country that's a perfect vassal state of China and of America. I was searching the term, like what vassal state means. And for those of you who are still not aware, a vassal state is a country that has less power than a bigger dominant nation and must obey its major matters. So it keeps some local self rule but gives up true independence because it's dependent on other bigger dominant nations. A country that has puffery that nobody else buys or believes except deluded, brain dead local pop and caged capital purveyors. I have said this for months. Now, this is the important line, and don't like get nationalistic or too emotional about this. Just look at it in a practical way if you can. The US wants to finish our 45 billion annual surplus with them. It will absolutely happen, bet on it. And it will happen even after Trump. This is America's policy, not Trump's alone. And with AI, it seems like it could happen because AI solves a lot of like the services, obviously, uh, market that India was providing it. AI solves it. And America says, we have this technology, why not set up our own industries, use robotics, use AI, and decrease our surplus with other countries because their country is in debt, like a lot of debt. And it is just common sense that any country will think of itself at some point, and you know, so they want to decrease their trade surplus with us. Our US, UK, European surpluses are going to shrink. See UK car imports into India. So if UK sends more cars into India, more money flows from India to UK. So that shrinks our surpluses with UK and other countries. we will become even more dependent on capital flows. They again largely come from America, and China will step up to fill the gap. And there's another interesting tweet he about like the uncomfortable truth why India doesn't have tech. Like we don't have major tech companies like the US and the Chinese. So he gives some reasons. So he says genetics, DNA, population traits, they all matter. I give data. So he says our key problem is that the commercial class lacks scientific temper. The ones with scientific temper lack commercialism. Some people might say this is the caste system at work, and he says I don't buy that. I attribute a lack of tech to the state population traits. And then basically he has a article. So I think I read some of it, so you can, check this out. It's an interesting perspective. Just I haven't seen many people give this kind of perspective. So I take it like if I see somebody else giving some perspective, I see that and I at least try to read it. So I mean I agree with some of his points personally. And he writes another piece, a tweet, and he says that Indian IT services companies cannot be blamed for not doing AI. Just he gives example of Kapil. It's an interesting tweet as well. Again, different perspective that you hear from common news or common people. Like these kind of discussions don't happen because it's on the opposite side of what the common agreement is right now, like amongst common people. So I'll read this one like just a little bit. So he says that even Kapil Dev could not be blamed for getting runs because he said primarily that he was a fast bowler and not a batsman. And he says the blame has to fall on the other thousands of companies and entrepreneurs in India who did nothing except sit on their butts, waiting for 4 or 5 IT giants to lead all tech revolutions. In my opinion, Indian IT services deliver on their original promise massively, and that's where the matter should end. So they started primarily as an Indian IT services company. They did their job, and somebody else should have taken the baton, but people chose to make food delivery, ride hailing apps, F&O apps. He says that these IT services company are blamed for lacking tech innovations, but they did their job as IT services company. They became super successful, and other companies should have taken the creative and the innovative edge, but they didn't do that. So he says that. So like I found him interesting in his tweets. I will follow him, although obviously I take everybody with a at least a 20% skeptical view because they all run businesses. Every business writes tweets or something to prosper their own business. But still, personally, I like his tweets. I've just started following him. I will follow him more. I like people who give perspectives from both the sides. I am open to personally perspective from both the sides. I change my views according to the perspectives I read. I mean, if you like this content, you can follow him. His name is Shankar Sharma. He's on Twitter. So that's about it for this tweet.